Hey everybody, Jim here. Today to go on another hard off trip for some retro gaming, and look who I ran into today. It's young Miss Destiny Fomo. I found her alone, wandering the streets.
Cold rain.
No direction. So I says to her, "What are you doing, young lady?" She says, "I'm looking for games."
Yep.
Well, I said, "How ironic that you should be Destiny, because you found me.
Yeah.
And if there's one thing I know, it's games." And today, I'm going to take her with me to Tachikawa, which is out west. And we are going to go to a hard off that not even I have been to. So this is going to be an adventure with me as well. Are you ready to join me on my quest?
I just hope we don't get lost.
Are you ready to learn the ways of the hard off?
I am ready to learn the ways of the hard off.
Excellent. All right. Let's go do what we do. Let's go get on the train. Okay, so we have arrived in Tachikawa, and kind of crowded today, holidays and all, but we're going the right way. Google Maps says that we have about a 26-minute walk to go. You got your walking shoes on?
Their boots, they'll do.
Walking boots, fantastic. You can walk in lockstep with me. All right, we got about 26 minutes walk ahead of us here in beautiful Tachikawa, Tokyo. I believe this is your first time here. And pretty nice neighborhood. In addition to game hunting, we can also get some food, hang out, and just admire a little bit of this the West Tokyo vibe. Kind of different from Central Tokyo.
Yeah.
So, but still damn crowded today. All right, let's go for this nice lengthy walk to Hard Off. Hopefully find some games. Let's do it.
Yes.
明けましておめでとうございます。お正月名物五右衛門シリーズ第3弾。
Okay, so after much walking, we are coming up to this hard off that is first time for both of us. We can see the nice reuse symbol, this being a recycle shop. Destiny, are you giddy with anticipation?
Yeah, it looks really big.
It's a big one. It looks huge. It's got a huge exterior. So look, it's another combo. So off house, so there'll be like household goods and appliances on the first floor, and hard off, which will be all electronics, will probably be up on the second floor. And I gotta tell you, I'm excited. Are you excited?
I'm excited.
Am I filming you?
Yes.
Or are you filming me?
Ah.
Stare into infinity. Alright, let's get into this mofo and see what it's got. See what I did there?
Yes.
Yes. Alright, let's go. Hard off time.
今年はなんと五右衛門流ギャグ連発式 RPG ファミコンカセット頑張れ五右衛門外伝好評発売中ファミコンはじめは五右衛門でートナミ
Alright, getting started here with some consoles and handhelds in this nice hard off, which, you know, I'll just say up front, it was pretty good. Not the best I've ever been to by a long shot, but we did find some pretty cool little oddities in here. As we can see, they've got some PC engines, Famicom Minis, Mega Drive Mini, Retro Freak, all that kind of stuff, and controllers and other various consoles and things here. It was essentially like kind of one just long aisle where all the video games were. It wasn't really divvied up. Somebody got tired of their Labo and turned it in. But we got Wii's and stuff here, boxed and loose, and Wii U's. These are all like $60, $50 or less. That's kind of a steal for some consoles here that are in really great condition. $80 for, you know, boxed PS3s, and I guess depending on the model and how big the disc drive is and everything, about $60 for this Hokuto no Ken PS3, and there I am. Hello. In the reflection of a PS3, and a boxed Super Scope. That's pretty cool. I'm pretty sure they had another one lying around somewhere, but we got Super Famicoms on sale for like $40 for some, up to $70 for others. I guess they're taking into account condition and what's all included with it. This is kind of cool. A 64 bundled with 4 controllers, boxed 64s, various colors, some Famicoms, and all kinds of stuff. PS2s, PS1s, Orange Spice GameCube. So, when it comes to consoles, they had some pretty sweet stuff in here, including this thing. Very cool. It's an old Nintendo TV games thing. Not Pong, though. It was like Breakout. Like a bunch of different versions of Breakout. It was like $70 and had a 3-month warranty. So that baby works. Believe it or not. And swinging around, we got some cool things. Pocket Station and some Dreamcast, loose Game Boy and PC Engine stuff. As we get into the games proper. So this whole side right here was, I guess, slightly more recent stuff. Well, pretty much all the kind of from maybe the past like decade or two. So there was PS2, PS3, PS4, Vita. We see a Lollipop Chainsaw box set, which is very cool. I like Lollipop Chainsaw quite a bit. We got Blaze Blue and Skate, Gundam stuff, Mario Karts, all kinds of things. And all this stuff is like super cheap, especially anything on the PlayStation 3 right now is going to be super affordable. Soon buying games for like $5, $10. All these Vita games, these are also pretty cheap. Because basically anything Sony, and we can see PS4 stuff here. We got Samurai Spirits and Fire Pro Wrestling, Devil May Cry, Cross Tag Battle, Senran Kagura, all kinds of stuff. But basically anything branded Sony, especially like PS2, PS3, Vita, all that stuff is so cheap just because it sells like hotcakes, and people play them and turn them in to get new stuff. And we see these DS games here, DS and 3DS. We got the Kirby's and the other various things, Nintendo first-party stuff. Not much Wii U, but some Switch stuff here, including Ultra Street Fighter 2. Pretty cool. So some nice cheapy cheap Wii, DS, 3DS. But yeah, anything PS3, PS Vita, all that stuff, super cheap. And we have a glass case here with stuff that is not cheap. We can see some Super Famicom games in there, like East 4, Area 88. That's very cool. Rockman X. Some Yoshi's Island, Dragon Ball Z. All kinds of good stuff. And loose cards like Knights of the Round, which is a great game that's kind of expensive these days. Final Fight Guy, World Heroes, other things. So some of the more pricey games they had on offer, like Doropi, Gun Deck, a few these loose Famicom carts, some Mega Drive stuff in there. I don't know why that Dragon Ball Z is in there. Shouldn't be. Valkyrie no Densetsu on PC Engine. Really great game, but going up in price these days. More stuff for Saturn, like Rabbit. We got R-Type and Cho Aniki on PC Engine. Some pretty cool stuff. Even a little bit of WonderSwan for you. X-Men vs. Street Fighter on the Saturn. Pretty cool stuff in this case. But again, pricey. But we did end up getting into that case to take out a PC Engine game. I believe Wonder Momo. Destiny went home with that. In this case, I just thought it was cool. Lots of game-related like plushies and toys. There's Dragon Quest and Nintendo stuff. And I like that. I like to see that. And on to the retro games. Again, one big ol' aisle of games. Starting with loose Famicom carts like Tetris Battle Gaiden. My favorite Tetris game. And it's only 800 yen. Super Donkey Kong, 300 yen. So these are good prices on these loose carts. Street Fighter 2, 500 yen. For a complete copy of Street Fighter 2, 500 yen is acceptable. Super Mario Collection, aka All-Stars, that's a little more expensive. That's closer to about 20 bucks. Seiken Densetsu 2, which is the Secret of Mana. It's complete and it's 500 yen. So that is pretty fantastic. More Super Famicom. This is probably what they had the most of, was Super Famicom. But you can see we got some Star Fox, Mario RPG, 800 yen. That's fantastic. So a lot of this stuff, as you can see, cheaper by a long shot than their American counterparts. So if you can pick up stuff like that, you're going to save a bundle. This, not an N64 game actually, just a cart for the Saturn version of KOF 95. But we do have some N64 stuff here. Great stuff. I mean, Yoshi Story, Wave Race, Mario Kart, Smash Brothers, Star Fox, all the stuff you want for your N64, basically. This Cosmo Gang, the puzzle, I like the other Cosmo Gang game. So I actually did end up picking up Cosmo Gang, the puzzle. And here is Panel de Pon, aka Tetris Attack. But it had no manual, so I passed on it. And Final Fight 2 for 1,000 yen. So less than $10 for a nice, minty, complete copy of Final Fight 2. That's actually a very good price. Yeah, as we move on to some Famicom carts. But I did pick up that Cosmo Gang, the video. And I've played it since then, and it's actually pretty fun. Challenging. Anyway, as we're looking at some of this stuff, Kunio-kun Soccer, that was actually Nintendo World Cup in the US. And we have some, what is that? I don't know if that's like stadium events or some other kind of game, but you know, you play it with a little floor mat. They had like 3 copies of that. And we have some more boxed Famicom stuff, some Dragon Ball Z, other various things. And this, a complete copy of the original Super Mario Brothers. And I do like the Japanese cover art. But I don't come across too many of those where it's complete and in good shape. But yeah, Mario Bros, very cool. And then lots more loose Famicom carts, including Urusei Yatsura, which was featured on Import Game of the Day. Pretty fun old school game. Some Ninja-kun, Wario's Woods, Star Soldier, all kinds of stuff. And even some good old GameCubes and GBA, things like that. I enjoyed the GameCube. I really do. It had a great library of games. And then here we have just a smattering of PC Engine games. Some Fire Pro Wrestling, Emerald Dragoon, which is a RPG. Various other things from Human. Actually, almost all of these games are from Human. The Fire Pro games and Neo Metal Fantasy, whatever. But they had quite a few games made by Human. Some All Japan Pro Wrestling featuring some of your favorite Virtua Fighter characters, aka Wolf and Jeffrey. Samurai Spirits RPG, Rockman X3 with no manual though, unfortunately. That is a good port of that game though. I do like it. The Saturn and PlayStation versions of Rockman X3. Virtua Fighter Evolution for 300 yen. And 300 yen for Fighting Vipers as well. Really common Saturn stuff. Pretty cheap. Your Virtua Fighters, your Fighting Vipers, etc. This 1,500 yen for this Shenmue with the Shenmue Jukebox CD, which is pretty cool. It has music from the various bars and stuff in the game. KOF 96. Also only 1,000 yen. And that's a good price on that. You're not going to find that like an Akihabara, you know. I mean, the game you'll find the game, but you won't find it at that price. Tenshio Kurao 2, fantastic beat 'em up by Capcom, almost like a 2D Dynasty Warriors, and they were selling that for 3,000 yen, which is way cheaper than I see it for in other places. Usually that game is more like $100, so good price on that. And we get into the PS2 here. Bunch of stuff. Also, anyone who's ever wondered why I do these voiceovers, it's because the music that plays in Hard Off, the Hard Off theme song in particular, will get a copyright flag on your videos. So some people wondered that, why I don't do the just talk in the store as I'm picking stuff up. Gradius 3 and 4. If I didn't already have it, I would have picked it up there because it was only 2,200 yen. And that's a good price on that, actually. I usually see it for closer to like 4,000. Gitaruman. So some pretty cool stuff here on the PlayStation. And most of it pretty cheap. 500 yen, 300 yen. Aside from stuff like, you know, Gradius, which is just a little bit pricier in general. Most of the stuff exceptionally cheap. And some PS1 stuff. We've got some Biohazard Director's Cut. Dino Crisis 2. These are 300 yen. They're super cheap. The PlayStation version of Rockman X3 and X4. X4 is going for 1,000 yen, which is great. Goketsuji Ichizoku 2. which is in the Power Instinct series. Raiden Project, which I love Raiden. That's a great series of top-down shooters. This Final Fantasy VII International. This was actually the re-release of Final Fantasy VII in Japan with all the updates that were made for the international release. So I guess you could say maybe it's like a... If you were going to pick one, you might want to pick that one just because it has some updates. And this one, Nazoma Kaimura, like a kind of a puzzle game set in the Ghosts and Goblins universe, but it was kind of damaged and it had no manual. So I passed, unfortunately. But that is a pretty cool little game, though. I have played it on, I believe, on the Saturn. I believe there was a Saturn port. And we have more stuff here. Plenty more Rockman games, including Ridge Racer. That's not Rockman, though. Rockman X6 for 800 yen. And X5 for 2,000 yen. Which are not everybody's favorite Rockman games. Not my favorites either, but, you know, still playable. Still Rockman games. And yeah, Ridge Racer Revolution. Doesn't hold a candle to R4. And there's the original Motor Tune Grand Prix, which I believe was a launch title. It's almost just like a tech demo of that game. And even this modest little selection of Xbox and Xbox 360 games. And there's some stuff in there, Blaze Blue and whatever else. Blood Omen 2. I'm actually a big Legacy of Kain fan. There's not too much of that, you know. Xbox, not so popular in Japan. And some PC games for you. Like GTA 2, Star Wars stuff, flight simulators. All kinds of stuff that I don't really recognize. Because I've never really been a PC gamer. I do know me some Gundam, though. And Z Gundam, or Z Gundam, however you want to pronounce it. Pretty cool. And that's gonna pretty much wrap it up for this whole section. This is pretty much all the games they had, but no trip is complete without a stop at the junk bins. And had quite a lot of stuff in their junk bins. So as you can see, all of these Super Famicom games, they're all loose. Mostly what they were soccer and baseball, some sports stuff. Everything's 100 yen. Final Fantasy V, though. Stuff like that that's like super common. Your Final Fantasies, your Dragon Quests, some other things like that. And then, of course, lots of sports games. They'll all be in there. And they're 100 yen. So if you want to take them up. I can't, speak so much for like the disc-based games. Because, those, scratches and all kinds of stuff. But with these, usually, just clean them up. Dragon Quest V. Just like my second favorite Dragon Quest game. Puyo Puyo, of all things, in there. Which is pretty cool. So yeah, the carts, you can clean up the exterior. Clean the contacts. Naruto on GameCube. So yeah, 100 yen for that. Some other things here. Another Naruto game on GameCube. What? I guess these things are as common as air. Because they're basically giving them away. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff in there. VHS tapes. There were laser discs and vinyl records. All the kinds of stuff that you usually find in these junk bins. All this old stuff. But we're going to get out of here, though, because it was a little crowded. Holiday break and all that. But anyway, let's get outside and get some last words from me and Destiny. Okay. It's already getting dark, kind of gloomy. Yeah, anyway, what did you think of that hard off, Destiny?
It had some good stuff. It didn't have, like, a lot, but...
Didn't, but we still came away. A handful of games, did we not?
We did. I'm really happy with
Show me your controller you picked up today.
I'm really happy with it.
That's the find of the day. What a lovely Hello Kitty PlayStation controller.
It looks like it's not going to be the easiest to play, like you're really going to have to...
You are going to dominate at Street Fighter Alpha 2.
Right? The best.
That's the find of the day, for sure. Anyway, that was fun. We're actually going to go to a couple of more hard-offs, but I'm going to leave that up to Destiny to shoot those. And so that's the end of our little Tachikawa trip. What do you think?
Wasn't bad. I was a little far out, but...
Yeah, I think so too. This one, first time here, but pretty cool. Might come back if I'm ever in the area again. Anyway, hope everybody had as much fun watching as we had digging around for games. Destiny, last words? No? All right. Okay, thanks for that. All right, thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care, everybody. Goodbye. Destiny. Yeah.